So if I connect this one over to here, that should then, yes, it automatically input it. Okay, so now we're getting our Lappy Stone. Hello everybody and welcome back to some more Stoneopolis. As you can see around me, I've been a bit busy in between episodes. So as you can see right here, I've moved the storage controller closer to the garden cloches, which I've also had a couple more on that in a second. And the reason I did this is because I found out that in this version of this mod, you actually don't need to have this connected to it. You just need to have the drawers within this green box, which can actually also be increased. I need to not have the shield there, that way I can access it, because the shield messes me up doing that. But that's fine. So anything within these green box is perfectly legal. So I did that, but to bring this over here to open up more space, that way I could access these things, but also have another thing up there. More on that later, though. For right now, though, these other two garden cloches. I've added the redstone and the lapis because you could put the buddings and the cluster templates in here to be able to grow them. We've already actually maxed out on our redstone and lapis here from passively. And I did all that yesterday. We got this part up here with a storage controller access point, which is basically, it allows me to have basically more of those storage controllers where you can have multiple things going into the connected network at once. Just, you know, without breaking it, because you can only have one storage controller. Except now we can't. Well, we can have more. So I've brought the power up here as well, and actually looking at this again, I might not have needed that. Yeah, I didn't need that one there at all. Okay, efficiency! So that's what we've done in between episodes. For those of you who remember the last video, though, we made the metal press, and we got started with our immersive engineering. And we didn't really do much more because things take forever to do off screen. So I want to start automating things because that's really the biggest problem, is how long these things are actually taking for me to just grind and do manually. So we're automating today. And one of the first things we need to do that is going to be this automated workbench. We already have almost everything except for the light engineer's blocks, which I should be able to just go ahead and grab these guys right here. And then I should just need to grab 2 copper. There we go. And then we can go ahead and then make ourselves this baby right here. And I'm actually making this thing twice for a very specific reason that I'll show you all later. But there we go. Now we got ourselves a light engineer's blocks. After that, I should just need to go ahead and make some treated wood slabs. And I don't know why I didn't drag it out. I don't know why I picked itself up there. There we go. We got the slabs. So now we have everything to be able to make the automatic workbench. And the reason why I have so much of these ingredients for this is because I am actually going to need to make 2 of these. So this is going to be interesting. What we can go ahead and do is we can go ahead and start with the scaffolding. Pretty sure that's right. Yeah, there we go. Because we gotta make a little Mario-like mustache here to start off with. Then back here, we go ahead and put down 2 of those engineering blocks. Then right here in the center, we just plop down a redstone engineering block. And then over here, we just finish up with the light engineering blocks. Then we can go ahead and slap down some treated wood slabs right there. And then after that, we just need to go ahead and then bring all of this stuff right down over into here. And then we should just need to slap this baby with the hammer. Slap this baby with the hammer. Okay, I think some of these are facing me the wrong way. Slap this baby with the hammer. Yes! There we go. Okay, so that's the first one of these down. And then we can go ahead and then slap down our LV connector right on top of there. There we go. After that, I should just need to repeat this process once more. Although, I am now noticing that I will not be able to do this directly next to it, because that would cause some problems. But I'm also noticing that I'm gonna need to put one of the chests here So, I may need to move this, but hey, y'all saw how I built the first one, so now I just need to build the second one, and then also grab the blueprints. I already have one of those downstairs, I just need to make another one.
5 minutes later.
Alrighty, I expanded the area ever so slightly so that way I could fit in the second one right here. And I got the blueprints in that one, I guess. But I've already set that one to be the Lappy Stone, which is one of the ones we want. The other one is going to be for the iron, but it's supposed to be showing up here, and it's not. So that has me thinking that maybe it's because I have not powered this? Nope, it's powered and it's still not showing up. Okay, I guess that's just a texture thing then. So now that we've gotten that one set up, we just need to go ahead and grab the blueprint from this one right over here. If I ever want to do this manually, I'll have to probably make another blueprint. But I mean, why would I ever want to do this manually? Probably for the other stuff. I had to guess. But we can go ahead and hook this baby up too, and there we go. Power for days. Power in everything that we're ever going to need. I will probably see how much power I'm actually going to use up once I'm actually able to activate these things. But that is fine. So, now that this is all ready, all that is left for us to do is to put the... Actually, wait, I'm pretty sure that the output is the one that goes on to places where it's going. So we put output here and here. And just to make sure it's connected, it should be connected. That is very, very good. And then over on these chests that I have set up over here, we just can go ahead and place these as well. Making sure that it's all set up properly. Beautiful. Okay. After that, I just need to filter these things to be the proper ingredients.
2 very boring minutes later.
Alrighty, I set up all of the filter upgrades in here to filter things properly, so ow. I really need to get those insulated ones. So, we've got them all set up. Why isn't this running? Well, for 2 reasons. One, I hadn't actually hooked up the laser wiring yet, but also, I don't want to just yet. Because there is actually something in these recipes that is a bit of a problem. If I go ahead and bring the Lappy Stone back, both of these things take coal. That is a problem, as that would mean I would need to have automated coal connected to my storage network, which I, in fact, do not. And another problem is the void ingots. Once again, another thing that I would need automated, which I do not have. Also, it would take more smeltable, which would take more coal, which would take more from the whole automation thing. So I need to figure out how to get all of this stuff automated to the point where I can have more of these void ingots connected to the storage system and also be able to have those things go into other places. So here is the question. I have some compacting drawers left over from an earlier project. So if I go ahead and skin this baby up and then throw in some of these void nuggets, will it then compact it into the void ingots? So if I go ahead and throw this baby here, yes! It does let it compact. What I'm gonna do then is, I'm going to try and find a way to do the coal, and then I'm also gonna have this thing go at the ready. But I mean, that thing will be very simple.
Eventually.
Okay, it took me a little bit, but I managed to figure out what to do with these. So, for the coal, what I did was I set a bunch of these output nodes right up here to have all the wood colors that I currently have going in through the top. And then on these ones, I have it set to mini charcoal. We have a little input node right back here, which is also set to the wood and the charcoal to send it to those 2 input things. That way the mini charcoal then go in, smelt down the wood, and then we get a full piece of charcoal, which makes 8 mini charcoal, and 1 mini charcoal smelt 1 thing. And then that will go into here to compact the charcoal into the mini charcoal as well. So I guess it's sort of decompacting it as well. So that's how we're getting the charcoal. But what about the void ingots? Well, I actually found out something. Apparently void chunks, the things that we can smelt down into the void nuggets, are also a fuel source. So rather than figuring out all those laser things and spending more time on that, I just set up another one of these resource generators right here to just pipe some of those things out into here. So, realistically speaking, to kind of make sure that this thing can stay on for a little while, I can just go ahead and throw all of that into here, and so that way these things will have time to be able to catch up in those manners, or at the very least this one will. And so there we go. All that's left is to connect this one to the output node right up here, since this one should also be set to just deny. So that should just take out the void nuggets. And then again, maybe not. That's odd. Maybe I need to set priority? I have no idea why this would not work. I mean, these guys have output on the bottom, so like maybe it can only output from the bottom? Interesting. Okay, so then I guess let me try breaking down here, because I can't really extend upwards at the moment. So put this thing into here. It should still have that filter. And then we connect that over here. Does that work now? No. Very interesting. Oh, there we go. Now I just need to set the filter. Okay. So now that's outputted. So it should still work even if I go ahead and cover this baby back up. But just to make sure. Yeah, the laser still comes out. So once this thing finishes up, I'll know now if it can't be obstructed. If it can still work even with obstruction, okay, it can. Okay, this is actually a way better transportation system than I initially thought. And it has actual lasers. Wow, this is kind of way better than Laser IO ever could be. So now we've got ourselves our coal and our void ingots being automated. There we go. We already have 254 charred coal at the moment. And we have 9 of these void ingots. Which, I mean, that one's going to be a bit of a longer process because it takes 9 of these generations to make one of those. So, you know, that's to be expected. So after that, all that should remain is just for me to connect everything together. So if I connect this one over to here, that should then... Yes! It automatically input it! Awesome! Okay, so now we're getting our Lappy Stone. That's beautiful. Okay, so now I need to go ahead and take this thing down to the storage system, because we want this thing to be in its own. We can go ahead and plop it right there. That way it's already in a locked and configured drawer. And then we can go ahead and set the output. That way it can then actually go into the system. This is good. We're actually doing this. Okay, so go ahead, plop that there. And then the rest of those ones should leave it. Or maybe not. Oh, I know what the issue is. It's because it's not connected to the master node. So now we have that one ready and raring to go. Awesome. So we're making our Lappy Stone. We're making everything we want. That is beautiful. So then we can go ahead and then hook this one up. And so then that should also automatically pour in the ingredients here as well. Oh, and the blueprints actually showed up. Okay, so it was just a matter of the stuff actually being used. Okay. All right, but there we go. Now we got ourselves void iron. Awesome. And I mean, I can't automatically smelt that. I'd have to put that into the strainers and do that. But I mean, that's close enough to iron automation for my tastes, honestly. So then after that, we just need to then go ahead and set this one to that one last slot right over here. And then, there we go. We've got our iron. Well, actually, all this is really working towards iron, so it's actually pretty much just a iron automation. Dude, you all have no idea how annoying all this stuff usually is to make. Like, going around and just keeping grinding stuff, putting them into the furnaces right here over and over again is super annoying. But with this, now we've got it ready. It does take all of our power, that much is true. But given how easy these generators are to get, like if I go ahead and then find this, that is not hard to make. So now that we actually have the automation going, the next things that I would be able to do would actually be quest line related stuff, but all that would involve more power. So I'm definitely gonna need to go ahead and get more of this power going. But I think for right now, as much as we managed to actually get done in not as aggravating of time today, I'm gonna say GG before I push myself. So did you like this video? Good. Then be sure to check out our last Stoneopolis video where we made our first immersive engineering machine. Bye bye!